Gemini, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for late October into early November 2023. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes in the energy and see what's going on for the lovely Geminis. I hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going here, my guides. Talk to me. What do we got for Gemini? And as you can see, I am in the season spirit. Usually are around this time of the year. You get to have your cards read by a bumblebee this week, my friends. So let's get it going here. And yes, we're going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. And at the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean in on, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Gemini. Guides and spirit team, what's happening? What's happening with my friends? All right, the card's being very specific. Maybe the card's like, what are you wearing, Kyle? There we go. All right, so appearances. Funny when I'm talking about what I'm wearing in my costume. We have a card that represents appearances showing up here. Now, this could be a very good, very confident type of energy and card, but there's also a little slippery slope if you look at the imagery of that. Now, before we fully dive in, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the October subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check it out. Last chance for October. And also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, into the reading. Let's talk about this card. So if you look here at the imagery, oh, I just smacked my antenna. We have this lady in the big blue, beautiful dress with the big old hairdo looking in the mirror. So this can speak about appearances, and that could be a whole bunch of different things. For some of you, maybe you're changing something about your look or your wardrobe. You might be focused on how you look and present yourself. Maybe you're picking out some costumes yourself when this card shows up. But to me, aside from that, this is a very self-confident type of card, similar to the Queen of Wands, which is very good. So maybe some of you are trying to find your confidence, your inner zestiness is a big thing with this card. However, this could also represent certain individuals in our lives that may be a little egotistical. So maybe there's someone you're connected to that they feel like they're the best thing since sliced bread, that they walk on water, all that stuff. So I would say in this time when this card shows up, try to steer clear of egotistical people. But yeah, there might be just something about appearances showing up. Okay, or confidence, self-confidence, how you view yourself, how you feel about yourself. So let's get into tarot. I always say that first card, it doesn't make or break the reading, it's just a footnote. Let's get you 3 cards in the upright, and we'll get into the intuitive juiciness here. So let's shuffle it up one time for my lovely Geminis. And while we get the deck ready, let's talk about last week's reading. It seems the past 2 weeks we've had a bit of a rough patch, my friends. Last week's reading was titled A Big Problem. Now, problems come in all different shapes and sizes, just like winds. So there might have been something you're either going through or something you've identified as an issue with last week's reading, and it did seem a little significant. So we're going to hope this energy switches and shifts. As you know, energy is very fluid, never set in stone, so only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or someone you're connected to. Let's get it going. It's 3 cards for my Geminis, please. Thank you. All right, Page of Cups. So communication, talks, messages, that could be at the forefront. I like this Page of Pentacles. It's a good energy initially. Okay, I've been seeing some pages for other signs as well. Let's get a couple more out before we really pass judgment on that. Thank you. Star, this is very hopeful. Okay, more air energy, which is an element you are comfortable in. Okay, big Aquarius energy. Let's get one more out here, then we'll start piecing this whole story together. So far, we're looking better. Yeah, all right, you're going to have a bonus as well. So we have the 10 of Cups on the back end, so we might be shifting this energy around, Gemini. Might be way different than what we had last week. And I don't want to get too far ahead of myself, but we also have the King of Wands chilling over here as a bonus. We'll let him take a seat right over there. So let's go through this real quick. I'll give you all the classical meanings and archetypes, then we'll get into the juicy intuitive stuff. So at first look, first glance, I have to mention different people possibly showing up. We have a card that could be family, we have a page, we have a king. So whether this is a lot of people or a lot of energies affecting you in different ways, this could be a little complex sometimes. But we'll have to go through one by one. Notice there's water and air here taking up the vast majority with the page, with the 10 of Cups, and we have the air with the star. So that's a lot of internal energy. So for Gemini, in this time, you might just have a lot going on internally within emotions and mind. But position number 1, we have the Page of Cups. Love this energy normally. This is a good card. Now, it's not the most mature energy. So this could represent youth, someone younger. It could represent a child or children. Doesn't always have to be, though. I say pages are messengers and they're students. So whether it's learning new things, stepping into new roles, pages are very good for that type of energy. But with the Page of Cups, if you're not connected to a water sign, so Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, when we see this card, it's someone that wants to get something off their chest, like an emotional offer of some kind, like, hey, this is how I feel and I just want to clear the air about it. So for some of you, this could be a message or a talk of some kind, and we'll have to clarify to see what it's about. But it's somebody that wants to speak something. They want to talk about something. It could be a message. It could be some sort of news coming in. So I generally like page energy, especially with what we have leading off next to it. Now, getting to the center, we have the Star card. This is one of the best cards in the whole entire deck. Now, like I said, it's Aquarius energy, so you might be connected to an Aquarius whenever this shows up. And the Star, to me, is a card of hope. It's a card of optimism. It's a card of the silver linings. Now, all cards have positives and challenges. I gave a lot of the positives of this page, but a challenge with the Page of Cups over here, that could be immaturity, someone that's shy. When we get to the Star, it could sometimes represent someone that's a little jaded about life itself or not hopeful in the future. So these are energies that you might want to avoid in this time, like being too pessimistic or like, all right, yeah, this world's going to crap. That's something I could think of with the Star in reverse. It's like, all right, well, this has no hope. This is going to go to crap. Or it could be someone that is losing hope. But generally, to me, when I see this, it's like wish fulfillment. There's a light at the end of the tunnel. Something can pay off, especially sandwiched between these really positive cards. When I see this Star, I feel like it can be very good, but we're talking big picture thinking with this card. It's a card of the distance. It's not something that's coming in immediately. It's something that's going to pop in down the line. So we want to see what's up. It's also angelic. I really like the Star card most of the time, okay? But remember, once again, it's air energy. It could be telling us how someone's feeling, depending, and there could be a little loss of confidence with that card. Now, getting to the back end of the spread, once again, we have another one of the most positive, best cards in the whole entire deck. We have the 10 of Cups. Now, all 10s can represent completions. They can represent endings, and not every ending is a bad one. The 10 of Cups is a happy ending of some sort, and I must say, with the Star and the 10 of Cups, these are both cards of wish fulfillment, attaining something you want, or a result that you want, something going your way. So we might have various wins and victories showing up for you this week. So we could be making a shift. Now, once again, we need to see what's up with the clarifiers, because the 10 of Cups can also represent the home. It could represent the family. So there might be certain things going on within the family or your living situation when we have the 10 of Cups. But to me, it's a card of everything, like emotional fulfillment and happiness. So this could be very good claimable energy depending on what the clarifier is. Now, moving to the back end, we have the King of Wands. Might be a fire sign you're connected to here. And kings represent control of their respective suit. If this is not like an authority figure, a divine masculine figure, or a person that's a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sag, when I see the King of Wands, I think of someone who's in control of where they put their energy. This is a very confident energy. It's entrepreneurial. There's a lot of get up and go when we have this King of Wands. So you might be really taking stock in this time of what you're putting your energy into, who you're putting your energy into, what tasks, like, all right, is this worth it? Is it not worth it? So there's a lot happening here, Gemini. I want to dive deeper. Let's jump in and clarify. All right, let's get a good shuffle here for my Geminis and see what's happening. My guides and spirit team. And yes, my friends, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on that page. Let's go in on that page. And yes, my friends, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Gemini, you can drop it down in the comments. I don't mind at all. All right, Page of Cups. Why is that Page of Cups in the mix? Thank you. Okay. Yeah, this is somebody that wants to say something, but they're very, very unsure with Judgment in reverse. It's like, okay, well, I should say this. I want to say this, but I don't know if I should. Okay, like that's a big vibe I'm picking up here with Judgment in reverse. Now, it could also represent karmic energy. Usually it's like, all right, let's go. Let's get this moving. There's a lot of get up and go with Judgment. When it's in reverse, it's like, okay, we need to slow something down here. So the vibe I'm getting underneath this Page of Cups is either one, someone might be having cold feet about the future or what's to come. You might be a little like, I don't know how this is going to work. I don't know how this is going to turn out. I don't know if I should do this. So I'm getting those vibes, like unsure, but it's also a vibe of someone saying like, no, we don't have to decide right now. We don't have to change anything right now. Let's stop it. Like, let's slow it down or let's stop it. So that's one thing I do think of with Judgment in reverse. Okay. Even though there is somebody that might want to talk or say something, they could be purposely holding it back for one reason or another. So we're really going to have to see how the rest of this reading plays out. Once again, I don't feel like it's bad. I don't think it's a warning, but it's a very powerful major arcana. So let's keep pressing forward because we might get much more as we move through the wish fulfillment. Okay, maybe this is Spirit even telling you like, hey, keep on the right track or keep on the same track. But there is cold feet about something. Okay, whether it's you or somebody else, it's like, I don't know if this is the right move. I don't know how this is going to turn out. There's a bit of doubt. Okay, so there's someone doubting something. So let's go in on that star card and see what's happening. What is that star here? Thank you. Beautiful. Okay. Yeah, this conversation, this talk of importance is going to be had. Okay, it's like, no, but we need to figure this out. Okay, like, yeah, there's doubt in the beginning, but the Ace of Swords in the upright is mental clarity. So I'm getting a couple of different messages here. If we're linking into this possible talk or communication where someone's like, I don't know if we should, I don't know if it's the right time. This Ace of Swords underneath the star is like, no, we will. Like, we need to talk about this. This is important, where this is a serious topic, and it's important that we treat it as such. So whether it's two people in different modes, but there's a lot of communication happening here. It's like back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. A little bit of opposition in happening. So maybe that's internal, maybe it's external. It really depends on your situation. But when I see the Sword of Truth, it's mental clarity. So aside from all that stuff I was talking about, important or serious talks, which it still can be, this is somebody trying to get their mind right, get their mind on track. Like, listen, no, I need to look at this clearly. I need to figure this out. I need to see it from every angle, and we'll move accordingly. Like, that's just the vibe I'm picking up here, Gemini. And I know Geminis are very good at that. You know, like putting themselves in other people's shoes or seeing things from different perspectives. And that's kind of what I'm picking up here in the center. Aside from the whole talking, it's like, all right, let's look at the big picture here. If this is where we want to go, if this is what we want to get to, let's figure it out. Okay, let's figure it out. There's a lot of problem solving here, which is good with what we were seeing last week when there was problems showing up in last week's. This is problem solving. So I'm really liking this. Let's move over to the Ten of Cups. But there could be an important or a serious talk that needs to be had, but someone already knows this. Okay, whereas this one's like a little skeptical. This one in the center already knows it. So let's see what's happening with that Ten of Cups. And we'll do a quick little recap before we get into the shadow card. So why is that Ten of Cups here, Gemini? Thank you. Yeah, and something's just going to open up for you here. We have the Nine of Wands in reverse. Either someone or something is going to open up for you, and it feels beautiful here on the back end. Once again, I feel like this is a massive winner victory of some sort when I see this. The Nine of Wands usually represents blockages. It represents delays. It's the wounded warrior where someone's like, yeah, well, I've been through this before. I'm not going to go through it again. When I see it in reverse, to me, it's like a gate opening type of energy. So underneath the Ten of Cups, it's like, okay, yeah, figuring it out, sorting it out. So whatever issues, situations, things you might be dealing with, whether it's interpersonal relationships or other things, this back end tells me like you can come out on top, all right? Or you can get the result you want. It just might take a little negotiation or foresight. Like, that's one thing I feel like you need to realize. Like, it might take negotiation or foresight to get whatever things you really want to happen and occur. The Nine of Wands in reverse is so much opening up to you. So for a lot of you, you might need to know that, like, hey, there's more opportunity or energy opening up to you than you even realize when this energy happens. So I'm really loving it. This is claimable for sure, and it could be various different wins and victories coming in for Gemini. Something going your way. So let's go through and do a quick recap before we get into the shadow card, Gemini. I'm liking what we're feeling here, especially with this king on the back end, and it's like directing the energy, directing the moves, directing the mind. Like, it feels like you're getting things under control, which is really nice. But let's start here in the beginning. Position number 1. We do have the Page of Cups with Judgment in the reverse. So to me, it's like, all right, should we talk about this? Maybe we shouldn't. It's like the energy of cold feet to me, where it's like someone doesn't want to make a choice, they don't want to make a decision, or they have cold feet of some sort. So whatever new paths, new things, like it's kind of like closing down, closing off. So this could be someone that's a little difficult to talk to, where it's like, all right, should we talk about it? Maybe we shouldn't. Should we? Shouldn't we? Moving to the center, that energy starts to resolve, because we have the Star with the Ace of Swords in the upright. It's like, no, we need to. Like, this needs to be discussed. This needs to be talked about. So whether it's an important or a serious talk that needs to be had, it's like there's a little bit of a back and forth here. There's a lot of communication this week for you, Gemini, and I see it within this spread. Another thing, like planning the future. Seeing things clearly, like, all right, no, this is what we need to do. This is where we need to go. This, and this. There's a lot of problem solving happening here. And on the back end, it feels great. We have the 10 of Cups with the 9 of Wands in reverse. So negotiation and problem solving are very big here. Foresight is a very big thing, but you can get the result you want and the happiness you want, because the energy is starting to open up and lift. Okay, so I don't know what it is you might be going through. Maybe it's just life itself, but you have the mental capacity to really get this wish fulfillment energy for whatever it is you're dealing with right now. Like, there's a lot of problem resolution and problem solving around the collective in this time. So please take a screenshot if you want to look into that further. Let's get you a shadow card, my friends. So I like the energy this week, because here, like, it's like shutting down, closing off a little bit, and this energy on the back end opens up. So whatever's closed down or shut down will open up, that's for sure. But let's see what's in the shadows for you, my friends. What do we got, my gods? And yes, I always like to pull a shadow card at the very end. Let's see what's in the shadows for Gemini. Whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see, okay? It's just a nice thing for us to take a look at. And it doesn't always have to be a challenge. So let's get you one. And yes, if you've made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll leave a link for it down in the comments. The channel members helped me choose costumes this week, and I just put a nice all signs reading in there for the members. So obviously no pressure, but I always like doing some bonus things with my friends over there. Okay. And there it is, the Page of Cups showing up in the shadows once again. If you think that somebody doesn't want to have a talk or a discussion with you, or if you're having big communication issues, that might be a fact right now, but it's not always going to be that way. And communication showed up in 2 of the 3 parts of the main spread, and it's showing up in the shadows. Now, once again, with the Page of Cups, this could be a water sign. It could be something about youth. But the big thing is letting one's emotions out, speaking how they feel. So this is very, very important for a lot of Geminis. Even if you're not going through anything that I just described, just know in the coming days and weeks, like, really being clear in your communication and keeping those communication lines open are extra, extra important when this shows up as a shadow card. Do not suppress. Don't be bashful or shy. I know Geminis aren't shy. They're very social people. You might just be having issues with another person and their communication. So I like it. I feel like it's good as long as those lines stay open. So Gemini, that's what I have for you this week, my friends. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details. The October subscriber surprise. If you got your name in for the September subscriber surprise, the winners will be announced after this week's Fire and Air readings. But for October, I'll be going back to one of the classics. I'll be giving away 2 copies of the Everyday Witches Tarot. It's one of the most beautiful decks out there. So if you'd like to get your name in for this, it's 2 simple things as always, my friends. First, you must be subscribed. Second, let me know down in the comments if there's a zodiac sign that you clash with. If so, which signs do you kind of bump heads with? You'll be entered to win, and at the end of October, your name will be announced in the community tab, my friends. As always, much love, and I'll see you next time.